if you and your ex can't agree on temporary custody as your divorce gets started? Well, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman & Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan, and today we're continuing our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. You know, interim custody, which is not the same as final custody, is often something that the parties disagree on. In a typical divorce where the parties are still living in the same house during the process, it becomes less of an issue. Because who's to say who has custody? You know, you're both living there. The child goes to school, comes home. You're going to say, you have custody? She's going to say, she has custody. The truth is, in that scenario, nobody has custody, or both of you have custody. It really doesn't make much of a difference. What happens, though, is let's say somebody moved out. And, you know, the question is, where's the child actually going to be? One person may say, well, this is where the child lives. This is where the child's friends are. This is where the child goes to school. This is where the child's stuff is. We should maintain that status quo, leave that be. You decided to move out and you got another apartment. That's great for you, but you want to take the kids there too. The other side may say, look, I had to get away from you because you're an abusive husband. I don't want the kids being involved in that. I want the custody during the divorce. The court will sort it out ultimately, but what do we do now? You can't agree. Well, I will tell you this. If you can't agree, the court will sort it out even temporarily. And the court will hear motions presented by the attorneys as to who should have the interim custody. The court may say there'll be interim joint custody. And you moved out, so okay, so, 3 days with dad, 4 days with mom, next way, 4 days with dad, 3 days with mom. I mean, the court could do that. It could go 5-2, 2-5. Or the court could say 1 week on, 1 week off. Or the court might say, you know what, the kids stay where they are. The parents can platoon and they can come and go. So there's all sorts of things available to the court to determine what interim custody should be, but there's no question about it. The parties should make the effort to agree on something temporarily. If you can't, the court will certainly make a temporary decision. I want to point something out to you, though. There's a certain inertia that goes around in the court system. And while this is not a hard and fast rule, it's not surprising for the court to decide ultimately that the decision that was temporary is going to continue. So you got to be very careful about that. You got to realize that if you just make a temporary decision, the court might say, well, that's working. Why should we change it? So you have to be very careful about that. If you have any questions about your case, reach out. And of course, we'll be glad to help you out.